Guys, before you go on to this clip, please don't forget to press the subscribe button for more content like this. We post all our clips on this channel from the podcast. I know you're going to enjoy this quite a lot.
I wonder if the wars are going to be even the same anymore. Because you were mentioning, right, like drone warfare. That's such an interesting idea. No man involved. Drones just come in, blast everything out of place, and then you're done.
Yeah.
And now with artificial intelligence, robotics, and whatever coming in, are we, like, what kind of warfare are we expecting to see, if at all?
Yeah, warfare is changing. Warfare is evolving. So we had 20th century warfare, which involved these tank charges. Tanks were a big deal.
Panzers,
that's the Second World War.
right?
And then you had different kinds of tanks. More evolved kind of tanks. So every nation has every major nation has a large number of tanks. So tank warfare was a big deal in the 20th century. These massed artillery charges, blitzkrieg warfare. You punch a hole through. See. Battle and warfare is all about energy and momentum. If you see a battle from 10,000 feet above the ground level or 30,000 feet above, you will see, the flow of energy and momentum. That's what you see. And if you concentrate energy in a certain point, and you can punch a hole through the defenses and you can just go through. So that's how it is. So you can do the same thing with drones. So today you have this entire new paradigm of warfare in which human beings are less involved. You may even have AI, in artificial intelligence. You may have a bunch of drones, let's say 200 drones which operate autonomously, but that are controlled by satellites. And there's an AI behind this, and they coordinate the drones in a certain way. They can punch a hole through defenses and all that. So that is a new form of warfare that's happening. You also have, interdiction warfare, which is you have a number of missiles. Let's say you have cheap missiles. One missile costs $2,000. Okay, very cheap missile.
Very cheap.
But they're reasonably accurate. They don't pinpoint accuracy, but you have 10,000 of those missiles. So you can deny a whole area from the opponent. The opponent your adversary may not be able to make a move in that specific area in which you have the ability to project power through those missiles. So this entire new form of warfare that's coming up. So warfare is evolving, and we are still seeing it being tested out in places like Ukraine. So Ukraine is right now the testing ground, the proving ground of new forms of warfare. You also had some of this in the Armenia-Azerbaijan conflict, in which you saw all these loitering munitions, becoming very effective. They would take out tanks, cheap loitering munitions, and
Wait, what is cheap loitering?
A loitering munition is kind of it's a cross between a missile and an aircraft or in a drone kind of.
Okay.
It loiters around for half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and then suddenly it strikes somewhere.
Acha. So and as a mechanism it goes, or does it release a missile?
No, it's a
thing itself.
It's a suicide drone. Ooh. It's a suicide thing. It has a charge of its own, an explosive charge on it on its body, but it's gonna loiter around apparently aimlessly for a certain period of time.
To confuse
you. So it looks like it's in the background. It's just loitering around 10,000 feet up or whatever 1,000 feet up. It's just going here and there, but it has its eyes on something. And at a certain point in time, when the operators decide, or when the AI perhaps decides, it's going to go and do a strike. So you can use loitering munitions to take out tanks. You can use them to take out armored vehicles or just transport vehicles. And some loitering munitions are even used to take out individual human beings.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's how it's going right now.
Interesting. Actually, that reminds me. I was also friends with a lot of army vets from America. And some of them, actually all of them had served in Afghanistan. Some of them had even served in Iraq. And so, once you get enough alcohol in someone's system, people loosen up. They talk about things. And a lot of them showed me footages. I don't know if this is going to get them in trouble, but a lot of them showed me footages, and a lot of them showed me pictures, and a lot of them told me stories about weaponry that made no sense. Like they would be looking at somebody on a screen, be like, okay, press enter, boom.
Yeah.
As if like they already had some kind of weaponry pointing from somewhere. That is so interesting, that the fact that they had Afghanistan all mapped out on satellite weaponry.
Yes.
Wow. And so somebody sitting in America or somebody sitting in some random village on the border of Pakistan and Afghanistan could manage all of Afghanistan from a click.
So typically it would be somebody sitting in New Mexico or somewhere half the world away, and they would be operating these remote controlled drones, the predator drones. MQ, whatever it's called. And these drones would have missiles. I think they were called Hellfire missiles. And they would loiter, like these were medium altitude or high altitude drones that would be like beyond your sight and sound. You can't hear them, you can't see them. They're reasonably small. They're really high up, you can't see them. And then they can unleash hell on demand. So you just press a button and it's going to unleash a missile. You can take out a single individual or a single vehicle or whatever you want. You can take out a bunch of people if you like.
Guys, if you're interested in more content like this where it actually makes you think and explore how you think inside your head, dude, subscribe, man.